What it Scooby Dooby? What it do? What it do? It is Sunday. Stream something Sunday. So yes, this is kind of a relaxed discussion that we will have on different shows, starting today with Star Trek Prodigy. Um, Depending on how many people are watching La Brea, we'll talk a little bit about La Brea, and Colin in Black and White. We want to go ahead and wrap that up. We started our discussion last week. We didn't get into any plot points, details, spoilers, but this here is a spoiler affair. If you are here on a Sunday and we are talking about a show or a movie, it will be in a spoiler fashion. So if you don't want to be spoiled for Prodigy, Colin in Black and White, and maybe La Brea, then this might not be it's not might not be where you want to be this Sunday. If you game for the spoilers, if you game for spoilers, I am game for giving them. What's up, Lasandra Taylor? I see you. I see you. Goodness gracious, it looked like it might be a slow. It looked like it might be a slow stream something day. Usually the sidekick is in here with you, Davina. When if both of y'all don't show up, I know I ain't got nobody coming. But yeah, we're gonna, I guess, I don't want to jump in. I don't want to jump into Star Trek Prodigy because I know I do have a couple people who might want to discuss this episode, especially since Star Trek Prodigy is a new series of some different Trek, and it's an animated series, and it is so far it's firing on all cylinders. It's doing its thing. Um, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait just a little on Prodigy. Not gonna talk about that just yet. There's gonna be like a point in the show where we share what you guys are watching. Because obviously it's only one me. I can't watch everything and sit here and have a deep dive on every single great show. Some great shows are going to be left on the wayside. But if you guys want to talk amongst each other, I am inviting people to send me what you're watching. Tell me what you're watching, why you're watching it. We'll make that a segment on the show. Let's see, where's my I'm going to put my email address up here so that you guys will know uh, where to send topic ideas, suggestions, what you're watching. And that is coming across the bottom of your screen right now. Oh, we got a surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So I know you guys are accustomed to having him in the chat with you. But today, especially since we're talking about Star Trek Prodigy, my pod buddy, uh, Clarence from Discussing Trek podcast, is coming to join me today. So say hello, Mr. Brown.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
I gotta get here. I got.
glad glad to be on.
Oh, I hope these little raggedy things here work. Clarence, and oh, Lysandra, you still watching Christmas movies, girl? If you don't stop with your pedal on the metal. I gotta get a pair of headphones. I'll be just a second.
All right.
Not back there. I don't know what I did with them. I have to put the raggedy ones on. So I've told you guys. Well, Lysandra knows I am. I'm a messy person. I be losing stuff from myself. Hola, cómo está?
Hello.
Okay, yep, I got you now. So Lysandra says, "Hello, Clarence. How are you?"
Hey, Lysandra, how you doing?
All right, I got my pod buddy here now. I guess we can
Yeah.
get this thing going.
Yeah, don't let me interrupt your flow. Just do your thing. I'm just listening in.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna I ain't got you here just for your pretty face. You're gonna have something to add to this thing. I'm pretty sure. Uh, Star Trek Prodigy, Episode 3, Starstruck. Now, I'm not going to go into this whole breakdown because it, none of my Trekkies are here right now, and Lysandra is probably out there like, "What? She a Star Wars person?" So, was this episode for you more like classic Trek?
Um, Not necessarily. I feel like they're still putting a lot of groundwork into where the show is going to go. When you heard Kate McGrew talk about the show, she talked about it being a teaching tool and being a way to onboard young people onto Star Trek. And that's kind of what I felt with this episode. We got a lot of good backstory about the Federation, teamwork, um, a little bit of that utopian, moneyless future that we hear
Yeah.
about in Star Trek. So yeah, I definitely feel like it was setting the groundwork for new people and going forward for the show.
And now for me, I felt like it could have held up on any Trek series. The dilemma. So the dilemma
Yes,
that we
yes.
found ourselves in, it was classic. Of course, you don't have the pushback that you got from this little ragtag crew of characters, but I'm looking at it like this could have been on any Star Trek show. It would have held its own. I think, of course, this it's its own thing. It is independent of Star Trek, but it fits so well into the universe.
Yeah, and there was also messages in there about trust and we can see that Dal has some authority issues, or maybe
Yeah,
just he trusted the wrong person at some point. It seems like.
and that's what I'm saying. I think his experiences have obviously made him pessimistic,
Yes,
and
100%.
he feels like he's heard all this before.
Yeah.
Everything that Janeway says, he feel like he heard it all before. He doesn't. He ain't buying it.
Yeah. What did you think about the design? We got to see a little bit more of the ship. We got to
Oh
see the
my gosh!
brig, the captain's quarters, as well as the mess hall and engineering.
And that was what like blew me. It was like we got two
Yeah,
warp cores, and what is that other thing?
yeah, they're setting up something there for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, they wouldn't have introduced it. You this whole Chekhov's gun thing. You don't bring it in the first act if we're not going to explain it somewhere down the line and use it. So that did excite me. I'm like, okay, now we got a whole new. Okay, we got the spore drive on Discovery. We got a whole new system in this protostar,
Yeah,
which kind of might bridge those. Well, I don't want to call it a bridge because now it would be a bridge because Discovery is in the future, but it wouldn't have
yeah,
been a bridge before. So
yeah,
I'm curious as to what they're going to do with that.
yeah. It definitely feels like the interior of the ship feels very much like Discovery. It looks like Discovery in a lot of ways,
Hmm.
and I appreciated that. Also, we get this vehicle replicator thing, which was new for me.
Yeah,
I thought that was cool.
and yeah, that was something different, and I had never heard of it, but I had put it in my mind like, well, when maybe I've seen it before and I just forgot. But if
Yeah,
you're saying it looked new to you too,
yeah. I haven't seen it, so yeah,
okay. Then we find out that Rock has very little life experience outside of that prison world, or what is it called? Do you remember Tars Lamora? What
Tars
is
Lamora. Yeah,
That's it? Okay.
yeah.
So like, where do you think that arc is going? Is
I feel sad for her.
Oh yeah, it broke my heart that all she knew was that little nasty food or whatever it was that she had.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's sort of like the thing they talk about the animals when you remove the fence, they don't leave out the fence. Sort of,
yeah,
she could have any food, but that's all
she,
she knew.
but she don't
So
even know no other food. She didn't even know
yeah,
what to ask for.
yeah, that's very sad. So I don't know where her character is going personally, but I do tend to gravitate toward those characters that have that room for that full growth. I mean,
Yes, she's a blank slate. That's what I
yeah,
like about her. She's like
yeah,
a true to life blank slate. She doesn't have the only thing that she. Let me stop myself because it was Gwen. Now she's a blank slate, but she ain't no pushover.
yeah, that's true. That's true. She had
And
that fight at the end. Yeah,
yeah, besides that, she asked the question that so many shows and so many characters over so many years have never asked, and that's why you didn't help us. why
yeah,
why didn't you help us? Why did you let us suffer like that? And
yes.
it called her to the carpet.
And it was one other point in the episode where hologram Janeway was talking about the principles of the Federation, and she said equality, and Rock Talk was like, "Ooh, equality, that sounds cool."
Yeah, I bet you it does when you've been living on a oh,
Indentured servitude.
right. Shoot, yeah, quality sound real cool. Um, so we have, like you said, we've got some nuggets, some seeds being laid for where our characters are going. I feel like look at Reinhardt. Reinhardt said, "Hold up, I got Tasha and Clarence. Oh yeah."
What's up, Reinhardt?
So now I don't. You Reinhardt, you always do this. God, I forgot what I was saying. I did forget. Oh, we were talking about the arcs. So
Yeah,
the seeds for these arcs have been laid for several of the characters. Um, we talked about Dow's experiences and how they've made him pessimistic. Talk about Rock having very little experience outside of the prison camp, and Gwen, now that she's learned the truth, and does she believe Rock first and foremost? Does she believe that her father lied to her? These people were not criminals. They are really they've been kidnapped and put on this planet. So does she believe her? And do you think it'll make a difference in Gwen moving forward?
well, I definitely think she believes her. I feel like even from that part in the previous episodes when they were talking to the Kazon, and they
Mhm.
got the Cation, the cat girl.
I'm so glad you said the name because I got something about her and I'm like, how do you even say this species? So thank you, Cation.
But yeah, I feel like even then she's kind of questioning what's going on. When her and Dreadnought were talking to the Kazon about how he acquired the new
That little,
individual.
yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like she was kind of in the middle already, but of course that's her father, so she's going to go along with it for the most part. But I
But
feel
is
like a
he,
change is coming for her.
yeah, yeah. And is he really her father? Is he really her daddy?
Well, they say progeny, and they are the same race. We got a good look at Solemn today, so maybe.
And I'm okay. So by him, by her, is her being able to speak all of these different languages? Is that something that is just inherent to her, or is he able to do that as well?
It I feel like it may be a part of the race.
Okay.
I really feel like it, and also we got the nugget that Zero couldn't read her mind as well. So maybe there's more
Oh
to
yeah.
their race going on that we know right now. Yeah,
Okay. Since we talked about Zero, is okay. He's a Medusan.
yeah.
We got that. In the original series, weren't Medusans like these great navigators?
I don't even remember Medusans, so that was
Well,
new
you
to
take, it
me.
was that it was one episode, and I don't, I want to say it's in the later seasons,
Is
and
it
he
TOS?
huh,
Just TOS? You said
yeah, original series
okay.
with Spock was the only person who could who can lay eyes on this thing, because it was, I know, Reinhardt, I know you're gonna have something to say in a minute. Go ahead and get your thoughts ready. But Spock was the only person who wouldn't completely lose his mind if he looked at this Cation. I mean, not the Cation, the Medusa.
Mm-hmm.
and he, I thought, helped him navigate out of some type of system.
Huh.
Can't remember.
Yeah, I need
So
to go back and research that one. I don't remember
yeah,
that
I
one.
need to look that up myself. Sometimes I think I know what I think I know. But yeah, the I thought the Medusans were that type of race.
Yeah, and we also get even Zero doesn't know why Solemn or the Diviner wants this ship so bad. I mean, they bring that up in this episode as well. Like, why does
Why
he want
this
this
ship?
ship? And again, like we talked about before, the chamber and the engineering, there's something going on with that.
Yeah, that something ain't right. That's a entirely different system. That whatever that is, that's in there. First of all, the two warp cores
Yes,
was kind
that's
of,
cool.
yeah, and then we got this other thing, and that's probably the draw, because that's the only thing that's truly different from any other starship we've seen. I mean, this dual engine thing is
Yeah,
something, but
yeah,
but the uh but the fact that that little device with that star in it is there, then I think he does. That's what makes him want.
yeah. Uh, Also, the fact that the Federation is sending this ship to the Delta Quadrant. Now, in the last podcast, I actually got this wrong, but we have talked about it before that there is precedent for that with the Prometheus. I forget which episode of Voyager it was. The episode with Andy Dick in it. I can't remember which one it was. But they did send the Prometheus toward the Delta Quadrant for Voyager to try to intercept Voyager. So there is precedent, but it seemed like when Hologram Janeway was awakened, she was expecting some other crew.
Yeah,
So there's a lot more story that we haven't gotten yet that seems pretty interesting.
I'm so excited about this because this is like a fresh take on these like classic dilemmas that we've
Yeah,
seen in other forms of Trek, but we're getting some pushback. In other forms of Trek, people just followed the orders, and we're getting a little pushback from this particular crew. Um, Let me see, where am I at on my list here? So, do we think that at some point the crew is going to upend Dow?
I don't think so because I don't think any of the rest of them are competent enough, other than Gwen. Now,
Confident? Yeah, okay.
yeah, Gwen could do it, but I don't think they trust her enough to follow her. So I think his position as acting captain is safe hands for now.
He
Anyway.
just, yeah, but it's like he's gonna learn. Of course, we know that Mama Janeway is gonna gather
Yeah,
them and get them all together. But I'm still like, he's obviously selfish.
yeah, he
He's
is. Yeah,
obviously selfish. He's very hard headed, which is okay because I don't blame him for being hard headed. If I was in the position at his young age
yeah,
that he's in, I'd be a bit hard headed too. But Janeway has made some strides in gaining their trust by helping them out of this jam, because the whole show could have been real short if they'd have winning that star.
yeah. And I love how cheeky she is with them. She's kind of
Oh,
just letting them. She's not forcing them to do anything.
right.
She's letting him and the crew come to that realization themselves, which I think is very good. And it's a kid show. That's a lesson on
Yep.
learning how to cope with authority and all those other things that kids
And
deal
when to
with.
ask for help. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
know when to
definitely.
ask for help. When the gravity got the what do they call it? The anti-gravity, when that got shut off and everybody
Yeah,
slammed and Janeway was still standing straight. Was
yeah,
that dope?
that was good. That was. And then they have the reverse aspect on the camera, so they
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's still standing, hair perfect.
yeah. And I just loved all the crew interaction on the bridge because so there's this wow, what is the name of the Star Trek game? There's a Star Trek game where you can go in and each person kind of has a station, engineering captain, and that's sort of the dilemma you have, and it's been the dilemma on Starfleet ships since we've known of it's a give and take, push and pull. Oh, we can raise shields, but this, weapons might not be 100%. And
Right.
they had that whole balance thing going on, which I found very interesting.
Yeah. Because once that she started using the
Vehicle,
vehicle replicator,
yeah,
once she
yeah,
started using that vehicle replicator, we saw how it was draining even some of the ship systems. I thought, yeah, they did an outstanding job. Um, I'm upset because it's like we're getting what we could have gotten out of Lower Decks with this
yeah,
episode, with this set, with this series, and it's proven that you can make a Star Trek adjacent show. It is still Star Trek, but we don't have to bam each other over the head with the knowledge that this is Star Trek. This is Star Trek. We know it's Star Trek. You don't have to prove it to us.
yeah,
And this show is proven that you don't have to you don't have to name drop anybody. The only relic from the past is what is her name? Janeway.
yeah,
So I think they've got this whole fresh approach and I like it.
yeah. And two other things, real quick.
Go ahead.
I loved when we got that when she was explaining the Federation again. One of my favorite parts of the episode. We get this graphic, and we see the Defiant. We see the regular Enterprise and Enterprise D. We see the Voyager. We also see another ship that I couldn't name, but we also see Discovery in there, or a Discovery class ship. I'm like,
Really?
they no one is supposed to know about the Discovery,
Right. I
right?
was gonna say how.
Yeah,
That's different, but I didn't pay attention.
yeah.
And I
It was
watched it like twice.
yeah. Oh, that was my other point too. I feel like these episodes are even better. Like both of the two parter and this one, I enjoyed it more when I watched it again.
Yep.
So that goes a little bit to how these are gonna stand up down the line because I just feel like they're great in every aspect.
Yep. They stand alone as their own thing and they are so rewatchable.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you tell me what you rate this episode first.
You know what? It, this might be considered a filler episode in some aspects because we didn't really go anywhere. We kind of went toward this, dying star, and we had an adventure there, which I liked. And again, we don't even know where the series is going to go overall. So I'll give it a 4.2. Um,
Okay.
I still very much enjoyed it, but I'm since I rated the last one a 5, I'm going to try to give it room to grow in a sense.
Yeah. I this time we were actually in the same ballpark. I gave it a 4 out of 5. And for the same reasons. I really, as a standalone episode, I do believe it's a 5. It's how it's gonna fit in the greater story.
Yeah,
And we're looking like we're gonna get a whole lot of episodes that could stand alone, but that they also tie together. Like it's those the shows that remind me of DS9, where yep, when I feel like just watching DS9, I can just roulette, pick an episode and watch it. But if I had some time today, I can watch 10 episodes and you can get this greater story. And it looks like that's where we're going with Prodigy.
yeah, and it's also like I don't know if you remember cartoons from the 80s and early 90s, but if it was GI
Damn, I
Joe, we
mean, you
have
think that my memory look? It ain't been that long ago, Clarence. Shit.
but a lot of cartoons they would always have that message at the end of
Message.
and knowing is
Yeah.
half the battle, that
Yeah.
type of
Joe,
thing.
GI Joe.
Yeah, so I feel like we're getting that in this. They're not just explicitly coming out and saying it, but I kind
Hmm.
of feel like that's where we're going to go. Like at the end of each episode, we're going to have a
Just
little nugget of something for the kids
for the
watching.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah,
Something for the kids. Because yeah, just like you said, I mean, they did it with He-Man. They did it with every
yes,
cartoon back then. So I guess yeah, we when you look at it, they're taking a blueprint from what worked on other animated shows, it seems like they have taken a lot of care in learning Trek lore and Trek without beating us over the head with it,
Yes, yes.
and they understand their audience, now who their intended audience is, and outside of that, though, they know some of us are going to be watching,
Yes,
and it looks
yes.
like they care about the franchise, and that's all. It's coming from a if it's coming from a place of love, I'm down with it. And it makes me wonder uh, what the hell is going on with Lower Decks? Why is that? Why is that the way it is? If if this series in these little 3 episodes, if it can do what it's doing without being obnoxious, why is Lower Decks a thing? I this was an improved season, but still they played with us a little too long. Now you got competition, and now you want to show your ass.
Well, that's the thing. I'm wondering if when Lower Decks comes back, will it be slightly different? I do feel like there's a bit of rivalry now between the two animated
Sibling
series.
rivalry.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when we had the Star Trek Day a few months back, what was in September, Jerry O'Donnell hosted the Prodigy panel, and I could just tell there was a little bit of you
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
because they were talking about
Kids
the
show got to
beautiful
be the smart show.
animation. Yeah, they were talking about how beautiful it looked and everything, and people were just kind of swooning over that. And you got Lower Decks over here, which I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what
I
happens.
guess we will. I guess we will. I'm um I'm very glad that you was able to chat with me. I don't know if you're watching the Brea or the Colin in black and white show. I,
I can stay for the La Brea conversation because I have watched the first 3 episodes of La Brea.
oh,
Oh
then you
boy.
don't want me going all into detail and spoiling things for you. Tell Jonathan thank you for starting something else because
Really?
uh
Should we really be telling them thank you? Should we? Uh,
I tell people now because my son was like watching over my shoulder with me, and he just in a second, my son he was in the kitchen with me for like moments, and he was like, "That's stupid because this happened in this."
uh,
Yeah, I'm saying thank you because it's like, remember I was talking about train wrecks that you just have to
yeah.
keep watching. Well, this is one of them. This
Oh my
show,
god. It's so, and I think at the core, it's a decent idea,
oh
but
yeah,
of course, it's network television.
hmm
So the way they act and the cheesiness around the story, some of the story just makes me cringe at times. I mean, the daughter looks like she's about 25. I'm like, is she supposed to be in high school? That was the first thing. I'm like, what?
yeah.
And
They,
then just, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I mean, and just some of the happenings once we actually get on the other side, just some of the things going on. I'm like, man,
Because I'm like,
yeah,
okay, y'all fell from a hole in the sky,
how are you?
and nobody got hurt, nobody died.
We got
Y'all,
cars that are straight up destroyed from the
yeah,
fall, and
from the fall.
the people are okay. I'm like, hey, all
Yeah,
right.
it's and then okay, it was like four. What is it? Two, I don't know if you've gotten to this
I'm
episode
only
yet.
like 3 episodes in, three or
Okay, I
four
can't
in.
remember. I can't. I don't know where it
Spoil me.
ends.
I don't care. You can.
You don't even care.
I don't care. You can.
It was like a point. Like we're going through, and everybody is just standing around, and then 1 minute, all of a sudden there were chairs, and I'm like, where the hell did these chairs come from? Like,
Oh
now, I know
boy.
there is a possibility that a furniture truck or something turned over down there, but
Yeah.
why wasn't
Furniture.
y'all using the chairs before? why,
Oh
why are we
man.
just now when it's convenient for the scene that these chairs be present? Why are they
Yeah.
here?
Oh man.
Yeah, so many
And
so many things happen, and they just happen because we need it to happen. You
now
know it.
Yeah, I do find some of the time stuff that they're bringing up interesting. We're going back and she notices the Hollywood Mountains. This is okay. We're in Los Angeles. I love some of the stuff that they're bringing up, but at the same time, eh, eh, the cheesiness of the dad being some type of time
Yeah.
psychic. I don't. In finding the ring,
Have
which
you
that
ever
ring is in the
watched
same
Manifest?
spot.
Have you ever watched Manifest?
No, I have not.
It's almost like a poor man's Manifest. And I'm not gonna go into Manifest. That show got saved from a fan effort. So obviously it has its it has its supporters. This Labria is just stuff. Just the stuff that happens. I do like I like anything that has to do with time travel.
Yeah.
So that's what sold me when Jonathan was talking about it. Like, yeah, they go back to 10,000 BC, and I'm like, damn, that's as far back as I've ever heard anybody going.
Oh
But they were
man.
you haven't seen parts. They get one of these cars started, and now they driving around this place, and
Oh,
I'm thinking, wouldn't all of that wouldn't you have found evidence that this
cars
society
existed.
lived? Yeah,
Well, I don't
wouldn't
know. They're changing history though because I can't remember the guy's name, but the Indian guy on the show. I
yeah,
get
I don't
from Indian
remember his
descent.
name.
He's probably American, but the Indian descent guy on the show.
Yeah, with
Um,
the weed.
yeah, yeah, but he was like, oh, these what were the camels died in the
In the
La
tar
Brea
pits.
pit. Yeah, but I saved them. I changed history. I'm like, come on, dude. This is too much for
And
me.
how did you know it was those camels? I mean, are those the only camels? So
Yeah.
I don't understand, but I'm still watching. It's like two episodes left, I think. I'm going to watch those two episodes. Now,
Yeah, I think
Lysandra
I'll
said
still
that's
watch
her show.
too.
Lysandra, what's your show? Because me and you, you'd have had me explain Labria too many times for you to tell me that you watching this show. Oh gosh.
Uh, yeah, I do think I'll finish watching though. I
Yeah,
mean, it could.
I gotta know.
Yeah.
I can't let go now. I can't let go. I might even watch the next season. If there's a next season,
Oh
I
God.
might even watch that because now I have to know. Like, how did this happen?
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
it's
know
kind
what
of
show
its
you're talking
own
about. You're talking about Manifest, Lysandra. Yeah,
manifest.
Manifest is your show.
Yeah, I've never heard of
Oh,
that. I have to look it up.
Manifest is it's such a it's not the same premise. It's like the people were on an airplane that disappeared, and 5 years later, the airplane reappears. These people have not aged. Everybody around them has, and the ongoing question is how and why. And they come back with they come back with powers, like they
Oh
can
boy.
see things that, so just like old boy who was in the who had the plane crash, and now all of a sudden you can see your family 10,000 years in the past. It's similar to that. It's another kind of a train wreck, but so many people are watching this train wreck. I guess it's a plane crash, not a train wreck. I guess there's so many people watching this that Netflix picked it up. Like, we gonna give you one more season and we cut this shit out.
Oh. Oh wow. Wow.
So yeah, Netflix picked it up, and I hope that Labria at least gives me some explanation of how this stuff is happening. But yeah, Jonathan, that's who did it.
Yeah. I will say it's at least interesting. I haven't been. I will say I'm kind of more passively watching it. I have it on while I'm working, and I'll be like going back and forth, and I kind of
Mm-mm.
just, you
I give
know,
this show my full attention. I ain't nothing else going on.
no,
There is
no.
nothing else going on. If everything stops, Labria,
Oh wow.
and like I said, if my son can nitpick it in like within 5 to 10 minutes of hearing stuff and watching stuff, I know this ain't a smart show, but for some reason I
Yeah, it's
have to
addictive.
keep watching.
They get you. They get you
Yeah.
for sure.
So tell let's look Lysandra, because she's the only person out there. Tell people where they can find you, what you do on your show, and all that good stuff. Because
Yeah. So on my show, well, I have a couple of shows that I'm on, mainly discussing Trek, where we talk all about Star Trek, pretty much anything that's on, and even the past shows, the great past shows that we have. But also, I do a Doctor Who podcast with some buddies of mine where we talk about everything Doctor Who. And if you're into Doctor Who at all, or are watching the latest season that just started this Halloween, you should definitely jump over and check out our colored commentary about the show. You can find out all this stuff by going to discussingnetwork.com.
Where is new Doctor Who playing? What channel or
It's
what?
it's on BBC America.
That's what I knew. Another
Yeah,
flipping streaming thing.
yeah. Well, I mean, BBC America is usually included in most TV packages.
I don't have TV.
Yeah, I don't either. Actually, he was my buddies. He added me to his YouTube TV account, and I use it to log in and watch it. So, yeah, and also it's on all the places you can buy stuff. So like Amazon, you can watch it the next
Amazon.
day.
I,
I
I
bought
can't.
the season on Amazon. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait. I want to catch back up with the things that I'm behind because I haven't watched Doctor Who since they took it off of Amazon Prime.
Well, actually,
Because
it yeah, actually it's well, if you're talking about the back catalog, all of that is actually on HBO Max.
yeah, I found
Yeah,
that, but
everything.
like
Yeah,
my new stuff for a while, I want to catch back up. I
yeah.
haven't seen any of Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, the first two seasons of Jodie Whittaker is on HBO Max. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Just the newest season isn't there.
because I done got back to HBO Max and now I can pick and choose my doctor. So I'm going back to David Tennant every single time. Every single time.
He's
Love
good.
David Tennant. He was, well, in fact, of these new doctors, that's the one. Now, I thought the first dude was okay, and I'm gonna let you go because I know I just
Yeah.
started a whole new conversation. But the first dude, what was his name?
Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah,
Eccleston.
I liked him, but that was fleeting.
Yeah, he
And
didn't stay
then
around for long. Yeah.
yeah, so David Tennant, that's where I end up. That's my home space with Doctor Who now. But I do want to watch the Jodie Whittaker stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I would say even if you haven't watched all the Matt Smith stuff.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I've watched.
oh yeah, Matt Smith is
Wait a
really
minute,
good.
when his regeneration was the best, like
Yes,
the
we just talked
absolute
about that episode
best.
actually. Yeah, him and Capaldi's part of Capaldi's run is pretty good. By the end of it,
Yeah,
is
it
really
was some
good.
of
So
his that bored me. I
yeah,
got a little bored. He's such a different doctor. But
yeah.
yeah, Clarence, I'm not gonna hold you because I can do
Oh,
this all day.
all right.
Obviously,
Well,
y'all know that. I can
I'll
talk to
be
myself all day.
I'll be watching along. Thanks for having me on for
Oh
a few
no, I
minutes.
appreciate you for being here.
Bye.
Bye. And that was our friend Clarence. So again, I appreciate him for being here and hanging out. I am going to fulfill my end of this bargain and talk a little about that Colin in Black and White. Lysandra, did you watch Colin in Black and White? Because uh, Davina has been egging me. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Today, I guess she actually had to work. And uh, so I don't know, L Boogie, are you watching Colin in Black and White, or have you watched it? I know me and you talked about it, but I never got any word whether you watched it. Because if you didn't watch it, I'm just gonna say what I gotta say about Colin in Black and White. You haven't watched it. I'm gonna be real short and sweet about Colin in Black and White. There was an awful lot to like about Colin in Black and White. I truly enjoyed the young man who played young Colin Kaepernick. Um, he gave interviews that was remember the question I had last week was pretty much why did did all of this stuff happen, or did they take creative liberties with this show? And of course, some of it is going to be uh, autobiographical, but other parts of it were, oh, clearance. I wish you could watch it, but okay, I'm not about to drop no huge spoiler bombs anyway because there's nobody here to bounce off of that has watched it. I'm just gonna give my quick thoughts. That to me, some of it could have been a little heavy handed. Um, it didn't shine the best light on his adoptive parents. These are the parents who poured a lot of time and energy into raising Colin to the man that he became, even though they were not able to relate to his problems as far as race was concerned, how he might be viewed different than their other children, because in their house, all their kids is all their kids. But they also knew um, that they had a prodigy on their hands as far as an athlete. He was he could have chosen to go to school to, I mean, he could have chosen to go pro in baseball or go to college and play football. He ended up leaning heavily towards football, and I'm wondering if he's regretting that at any point in his life where he could have been a baseball player and he would have been done. You know, he wouldn't have even had to deal with the situations that he dealt with in the NFL. But then sometimes things happen for a reason. And maybe possibly these things were destined to happen. He was destined to go on this trajectory. But either way, they were hard on his adoptive parents. And I didn't like that because I don't think those people were racist. And I don't think those people meant any harm with him as he is concerned. They just didn't understand. They loved him, but they didn't understand the nuances of microaggressions and those kinds of things, trying to fit in with people who look like you. So I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I did enjoy again the him telling his stories on the side, the narration by Colin Kaepernick, until I didn't. There were times that I felt like he was intruding on the space of young Colin. We needed to see his story instead of hearing older Colin talk about it. Again, that's one of those things I talk about exposition. I didn't appreciate that much exposition, even though I know that sometimes it is necessary. Um, yeah, as far as the each story and each moral to to each part of it, but I did like it. There was things again that that parts of it that were didn't hit for me, but overall the show was pretty good. And on my regular 5-point scale, the season of the limited seasons, because it's a limited series of Colin in Black and White, I would give it a a 3.5 out of the 5. And I know I nitpick. I'm learning to rein it in a bit, but I also have to say what I say, and I feel how I felt about that. Some of it was heavy-handed. After a conversation with Reinhardt, and he spoke even about when Reinhardt kind of critiqued the opening sequence of the series when they were talking about what is it, the combine, the NFL combine, uh kind of comparing it to a slave auction. At first I felt like, wow, that was powerful, and then Reinhardt gave me a different perspective on that. But at the end of the day, I like the series. I recommend the series. If you've not seen it yet, do your best to see it because it does have very powerful moments, and it may speak differently to a male audience than it does to this female, because I haven't walked a day in your shoes either. So my male audience will be maybe have a different opinion, a difference of opinion about this episode. Me, from just being a boy mom, that's all I am. That's all I am. I got one little boy. I looked at it, and I can also look at it from the angle of the parents and how they had to feel. So, with all that being said, because I look like everybody skated out on me today. It is Sunday, and today it is a beautiful day. So I am going to bounce up out of here myself. Go shimmy shimmy now, and but if you have not yet done so, I say I say go ahead and oops, I did the wrong thing. If you've not already done so, I'd like for you to subscribe to After the Snap and hang out with me almost all week long. I'm starting to have a show darn near every day of the week. So hang out with me on Sundays, of course, for Stream Something Sunday. I'm going to be coming soon to a Monday near you. This week, I am going to have another midweek meltdown. I kind of rather enjoyed the midweek meltdown, but mark your calendars because there will be no film review Friday this week. And I will announce it again on the midday meltdown just in case people were looking for a movie. There's no great movie coming out. And next week, I've got two. Next week, we've got Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I am extremely excited to see, as I am excited to see King Richard. So we got two movies next week. One I'll be doing on Friday, the other I'll be doing on Monday. But I'll make those announcements again as we get closer to those dates. But there will be no oh, Clarence asked about the eternal spoilers. I was gonna do eternal spoilers today. Maybe I will make that Wednesday's episode. We'll talk a little bit about the news that happened by the middle of the week, but then we can do that eternal spoiler because I do want to have that conversation. I got to. It's burning, and by then I will have seen it again. My son canceled on me today to go. My son canceled on me to go to the movies with him. He just left. He knew I was. He knew I wanted to go. So he said he'll take me back Tuesday. so when he's Tuesday, I'll be going back to see Eternals with him, and then I'll be fresh for Wednesday. So yeah, and I am super excited. Lysandra says she's taking herself to the show. She knows that is not the truth. Unfortunately for my friend, she has been prohibited from driving by her doctor. Don't make me pick up the phone, sis. But anywho, I am very excited for Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm very excited for King Richard. We got so many great movies. House of Gucci is coming, and I'm super excited for that. This movie Cyrano, the last part of 2021 is going out with a bang as movies are concerned, and that the cherry on top is that Spider-Man No Way Home, but then it's also the Matrix. The Matrix is coming out. The resurrected Matrix. Yeah, so I'm excited about that too. I just went on a tangent. You guys just you know how easy it is to sidetrack me. I was about to get up out of here. But yes, I truly appreciate Clarence for hanging out with me. I appreciate you as always, sis, for being here. And hopefully we pick up our absentee guests from this week. Hopefully we pick them up at the midweek. And all that being said, I think I said it all, right? I do want y'all to subscribe. I do want you to like. I do want uh I do want you guys to come back and all that good stuff and send me your topic ideas. And what else do I got to say? Do I got to say anything else? I'm pretty sure I don't. With all that being said, I've got nothing else. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey.